Bevo, so obviously tough road trip last week or last 2 weeks. What's the recovery process been like?
We backed off early. We had very, very sore bodies, a lot of fatigue. We did over 20,000 Ks in that last week, so it takes its toll, all the different travel in the different hotel rooms and different flights, things like that. But they seem to be a lot better. And right now the total focus is now on Sydney.
Sean was talking earlier in the week that he actually felt quite good compared to what he thought he would feel like. He seems to have come through it all okay?
Yeah, and it was always a worry, and that's why we did take 11 people on the road, because we had no idea how he was going to back up. And we did have a question mark whether or not he could do that, but he got through it, so it's very pleasing.
Jesse sat out yesterday, just a jab in his wrist.
Yeah, he's had that ongoing wrist problem for a while now, and 4 games again in 8 days. It takes its toll, so it was a good time for us to, with a week break, to be able to get that jabbed, and he'll train today, and hopefully he'll be fine.
Yeah, no doubt for Sydney.
I wouldn't think so. He wanted to train yesterday, but again we said no, it's okay. Just back off and have another day.
Have you picked your team yet?
No, not yet. We won't do that till after tomorrow's session. So, being at home, we can afford to do that. So, definitely wait till then.
Sydney, Kazoo's obviously the big one that everyone's been talking about. I think every media up this week, everyone said Kazoo straight away is the one to watch.
Yeah, he's the best centre in the league. He's the leading scorer, leading rebounder. He's their franchise player, and there's no doubt that everything's run around him, and when he has big games, they generally win. I think they've got a lot of pressure on him at the moment, so he'll definitely be somebody to want to lift as the captain of the team.
How do you combat him?
Make it as difficult as possible. We've got some, obviously Luke Neville, he's a big body. Matty Knight is one of the most physical players in the league, so we'll make him work for his points, but it's important we don't let other people go off. They do have some talented players, and we've got to make sure that the Aaron Bruces and the Ben Madgens, those players don't get big numbers. You
would have seen Knight and Kazoo together a couple of years ago. How have you seen their progress since then?
They're both growing up, and that's the thing. When I had them, they were young 21-year-old, 22-year-old kids, and now they're starting to get in the prime of their careers, and in particular Kazoo's probably the number 1 centre, and Matty could be the number 1 power forward, so it's tremendous to watch them improve over those years.
They didn't play against each other much last year. Obviously Matty missed a fair chunk. What sort of contest are we in for?
Well, again, Matty won't be able to do it by himself. It's going to be a team approach. We've got to work Kazoo over as much as we can, make it difficult as possible. So it's not so much pressure on Matt. He's got to defend Kazoo, but he'll definitely have an opportunity to bang bodies with him.
So who goes with him then, Neville and Knight, or do you throw someone else?
Yeah, no, again, we've got to look at, he's got to be able to defend us. So we can go a little bit smaller with Sean and Wags, and he's got to be able to defend them as well. So we're going to mix things up and make it as difficult as possible for him.
So is that the way you sort of expose him, with a more mobile type player?
Yeah, I think so. You got to do that. He's very, very good in the post area. So let's bring him out, see if he can defend Sean on the perimeter.
2 wins from those 4 road games. Is that a pass mark?
Yeah, it is. Of course it is. I think any team that can get 50% on the road it will do very, very well, and it's important that you win as many home games. So, right now we're done a tremendous job on the road. Now on, most of our games are just 1 game per week for the remainder of the season. So we've got through a very tough patch, and for us to go 2 games, we're pretty happy with that.
And on those 2 games, they were both hoodoo breaking wins.
Yeah.
In Cairns and Wollongong. How does that work for the players in terms of giving them belief for the rest of the season?
We always talk about, if you're good enough to win on the road, you win on the road. And I think we're getting to a point now we are becoming a very good team. And if we continue to play good basketball, we know we've got Damien Martin to come back into the group as well. So I think that we're going to be pretty good come the end of the season. Sydney
are the only club that has a positive record against Perth all time. Is that a stat that you are A, aware of, or B, care about?
I was totally unaware of it, and no, I couldn't care less.
Fair enough.
First home game since 4 games away. Are you looking forward to coaching back home as well? I'm sure the players are happy to be playing back home.
Yeah, definitely. We love it here, and it's tough on the road. There's no doubt we can get to be home with our family and in front of our friends and things like that. We got passionate supporters, so always great to be home.
So hoping for a packed jungle on Sunday?
Certainly hope so. Nearly every game's a sellout, so we know how desperate Sydney will be. So we'll definitely need the crowd to help us along.
Sydney playing away tonight, does that have any impact on Sunday's game?
Yeah, it will. There's no doubt. I mean, it's tough to travel, and they've got a tough game tonight, and then they've got to travel tomorrow. Back up, it is very difficult. Saying that, we've just done it, and we've won the second game of the road trip, so it's definitely achievable.
Is it nice to get the benefit of a travel schedule like that for once, though?
Oh, it's wonderful. I prefer it to be the Doomsday Double, where they play tonight and they play tomorrow. But anyway, that's not happening. But it's always good to play a team on the back end of a road trip.